Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, music. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Vena. Good morning. Hello. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. GLMD's back. Good morning. It's a nice little base for OLMA, isn't it? Is there not a streaming link? Oh, there isn't, is there? I think it's the software being down. Cloud Player, I think it's having issues. Yeah, I think it's the so not everybody got a link to the stream then. Yeah, that's annoying. That is annoying. Again, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, you've had a good pre-market, all ready to cook. Please and thank you. Going into the open, CMND is the one that's been performing. It looks like it wants to come back for a retest of something now, so let's see what happens going into the open. We're really close to the open anyways, 6 minutes. So at this point, we're basically just waiting for the market to open. Again, good morning, good morning. There's a whole bunch of you to say good morning to, especially with 6 minutes to go. So good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Pre-market this morning, if you played with OLMA, you did really well, really well. I cannot count the amount of people that were done this morning because of this stock. Look at that. If you made money on OLMA this morning, type yes in the chat. Look at that. Right? Look at that. That thing popped and then dipped and then popped and then dipped and then popped and then dipped and then explosion and then dipped and then explosion and then dip and then explosion and then dip and then explosion and then dip and then big explosion. Right, so from a close of 850 yesterday to a high of almost $40 this morning. So really good run. You can see that it's kind of consolidating now, around $25. So let's see if we can stay above that. I bet you this thing is gonna get halted immediately at the open. Yes, and then no. I bet you this thing is gonna get halted immediately, right, at the open. So we shall see. Sorry, Dan. Sorry, Dan. I knew you were sleeping and you needed your beauty rest. So then I was like, you know what? It's okay. Let Dan rest. I'm kidding. Again, good morning. And congratulations if you made some money in this one, because a lot of you guys made money in this one. Maurice says, "Is Ross Cameron a scammer?" I don't even know the dude. I don't even know. I've seen you guys mention the dude. I know nothing. Like when I say I know nothing, you guys think I'm kidding. But I really know nothing about Ross Cameron. Yeah. Anyways, there you go, Run. Weird. He DM'd me. Yeah. Will it be halted up or down? I would need a crystal ball for that. It's going to be halted in some direction, though. That's for sure. Right. The reason I say that is because of the gap between the last close and this and the open. Right. Yeah. The viral post. Oh, the Rob post. Yeah, Rob cooks these plays in the morning. Cooks them. Anyways, so again, 4 minutes to go. Alma is obviously going to be one of the names we're paying attention to. It doesn't look like a lot of the platforms are not really working, right? A lot of the platforms are not going to be working today. Like Twitter is having issues. Platforms like StockTwits are having issues because they use Cloudflare, right? So a lot of people are gonna have issues. Brokers usually are okay because they use like AWS, right? Like Webull should be okay, right? When AWS had those issues, then Webull was having issues. So most brokers should be okay. Yeah, cool. Anyways, and the exchanges, don't really care for Cloudflare as So, anyways, so Alma looks good. Nice double bottom, nice pop. Right, you can see that there's a little bit of resistance the closer you get to 28. So for now, support is 25, resistance 28, and then into the 30s. Cool. There's some other names that we can pay attention to. GLMD had some more news this morning because they seem to want to drop news every morning now. But then we popped to the next supply zone and fell three times. Right, so triple top and then so watch $1.05, $1.06. That's where the 200 EMA is sitting at. It also looks like a triple bottom in that range, right? So this seems to be the level that it's dropped back to this morning and then bounced. So really important that it stays above that level. CANF, CANF, another one that's had a nice little run this morning. But this is more of a scalpy in a range play than anything else, right? It almost looks identical to the other play we just looked at, huh? Right? So pop, you can see the top, right? You can see the resistance at the top. You can also see the bounce. And the bounce in this case isn't a triple bottom, it's just off the 200 EMA. So, yeah. Alrighty. So, we'll see what happens. I personally hate the stock because it has history of scams. CanF has a huge history of scamming people. So, not a fan of the stock. Right? But the chart looked interesting enough, to pull it up this morning. CNMD again, nice little run off the news, right? Nice pop, nice dip, nice boom skis. So now we're selling off into the open. So again, once the market opens, we should have a good idea of which of these names actually want to do well. Question for you guys in the chat though, going into the open. What's your favorite stock into going into the open? With 20 seconds to go, what's your favorite stock going into the open? Also, again, don't forget to smash a like, guys. Share the link, right? With everybody having issues, share the link, hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel, and yeah. And then let's cook, please. Let's cook, please. 3, 2, and open. Here we go. Are we so no halt yet? You need to run again? Oh yeah, you got it into the 30s, huh? I was about to roast you, by the way, Marla. But I was about to roast you, but I said it's okay. Let's save the violence for later. Yeah, we're gonna need to break above that 28 and close above, and then you should be ready to potentially get back to 31. So hopefully, you were watching Click earlier. Okay. ONFO is just consolidating at the bottom, which isn't a bad thing, right? It just needs that volume, right? Also, it's below the 200 EMA, but still, the market is open, so don't always pay too much attention to that, right? So yeah, for now, like 97, 98 ish cents on ONFO. GLMD, right? Watch that 200 EMA. CANF, this thing is going to need to either retest the bottom, the 200 EMA, or breakout again. And then the beast, right? The beast, the best looking stock coming into the open, CNMD, right? Retesting 40 cents. So that looks nice. So can we break above 40 cents though? Can we break the 40 cents? Hopefully this morning isn't super slow. We need some chaos. Don't save all the chaos for pre-market. We need some market open chaos. Come on, Rob. So again, CMND looks interesting there, right? CANF is still holding that range. It also needs to break out. You can kind of see that it's been going sideways in this little range here since 30 minutes ago. So it's going to need to break out. Looks like it wants to. OLMA, right? Failing. So again, double top 28 fail, rejected right away at the open. I'm surprised they haven't halted that thing here. I'm really surprised they haven't halted it. Your next support is that 200 EMA, so closer to 23. So 23.50 to 23. Alrighty, see if we can stay above. And that thing is falling like a knife, right? So when it's falling like a knife like that, you maybe want to be careful, right? So consolidation is huge for taking positions. But for now, watch that 23 there. Let's see if we can stay above 23. Cool. If not, just let it keep dropping, right? So do not catch a knife. Your fingers are going to fall off. Your fingers are going to fall off. And it looks like it's halted down, guys. 22.78 halted down. And CNMD got rejected at that 40 cents and then came back down as well to test the 50. So it kind of feels like a typical market open, doesn't it? Yeah, you got stopped out? Yeah. Typical market open, just chaos in all the directions, right? Again, CANF is looking good, right? So it's going to need to break out because you can kind of see that it's been struggling. We can call it 62, right? But simply just breaking and closing above 60 cents would be good too. So it looks good, right? It just needs to break above that resistance and stay above it. Yeah, it does. You have a lot of resistance here between $1.10 though, right? From that level to $1.10. So you're gonna need to break out and then $1.20, which is kind of where that VWAP is sitting at. So, like I said earlier, good consolidation coming into the open. You just need that volume to come in. Um, yeah. Again, so Marla, the reason why I wanted to roast you when you said your entry was 31, it's because I didn't like it one bit at all. Not for a second. Why? Because you bought that thing on the falling knife, right? No signs of consolidation, no curl at all. You bought it at 31 cents as it was falling like a rock, right? So that's why I wanted to roast you in Discord, but then I was yeah, because that thing was straight falling, right? So yeah, you did FOMO. Either you FOMOed on the left hand side and then you didn't take those gains, you FOMOed on the way down, and which you never should have been in that position, right? So ever. Right? And then the market open will always do its own thing. Savoir, did you go on vacation? Bonjour. GLMD is looking good here too, though, doesn't it? Isn't it? Right? So nice consolidation of the 200 EMA and slowly curling. Not a whole lot of volume though, so it needs a bit more. Right? CANF, you can see the resistance, right? So it's not quite breaking out. Not quite breaking out. Alrighty, so those breakouts are important. The good thing for CANF is that it's back down testing that 50 cents ish, 49 to 50 cents. So if that's something you're watching, pay attention to that support. You were hesitant, yeah. Did you buy on the way up, Marla? Like, were you green on that position? It sounds like you were green then, from 31 to 38, right? Hmm. For CNMD again, let's see if we can kind of consolidate off the 50. If not, just leave it alone. You were in green? Okay, so you bought it on the way down then. Yeah, that's difficult. Let's see what happens when the thing gets unhalted. Alrighty, let's see when that thing gets unhalted, and then hopefully it can stay above. Hopefully we can stay above that demand zone, and then curl back up for you. Yeah, for 30 seconds, and then ONFO, you can see it, right? So rejected at the 200 EMA, right? So that $10 ish we mentioned, right? So that level is going to be important. Yeah. Yeah, savoir for sure. Yeah. So that's looking super weak there. This one's still halted, so we're waiting. GLMD looks good. It just doesn't have the volume, which is annoying. CNMD is still dipping, so patience with this one is going to be important. Maybe a closer test of 30 cents off the 200 EMA. Maybe that's better. right? But we'll see where that thing consolidates at. CANF low key looks like it wants to break out, right? So again, that retest of the support was nice, wasn't it? At least for now, right? So 50 cent test, 50 cent test, and then pop. So I'm gonna put a line at 62 just because. Alrighty. So let's see if we can push back up and break that level. If not, we're just gonna keep going back and forth here. SGBX. 216. What do you think about the next resistance? Let's take a look. SGBX. So you're in at $2.16. Good job. So you've been holding this thing for this was a swing play for you, wasn't it? Yeah. Uh, okay. Let me look at the daily really quickly. I'm not sure where that level is coming from. Yeah. You can kind of see is that last Thursday. So last Thursday, Friday, like you can go a ways back as well to October. It looks like that resistance is anywhere from 380 to $4. Is your next little issue there because those candles have multiple wicks in that range. That's why you have that supply zone there. Sometimes the supply zones don't make a whole lot of sense and they're a little bit bigger. They're bigger for a reason, right? Because it has multiple levels to point out. So yeah, for now, your 380 to $4 is going to be your resistance, and you have a really nice entry. So move your stop loss up, or take some gains. Right, you can always sell half, and then keep the rest. What it's unhalted now, Marla. OLMA is unhalted. CNMD is still slowly dipping here, so we're gonna need a curl on this one still. CANF can't seem to break out yet, so still waiting on that. And then OLMA is unhalted. It's a bit of an interesting morning, isn't it? Good morning, Raven. Yeah. Yeah. Again, if you haven't watched that class from last Friday, please watch that class because it helps with a lot of like stuff like this. Please and thank you. Yeah, it's kind of annoying now that it's below the 200 EMA, but at some point it will go back up and retest that 200 EMA, and that will be the real test. If it rejects, then you have a problem. If it breaks back above, then that's okay, right? The good thing is that it's still really early in the morning, that this is just people taking profits and then a potential reversal, but still, right? So when you get in at $31 like that, there has to be a level, has to be, right? Has to be a level that you're like, you know what, not going below this level. But again, the market is open, so people on a name like this, people are going to take gains, right? And people are going to panic. So hopefully that's what's happening, and then consolidation, and then a curl. Alrighty, so we'll keep an eye on that. Again, you can see CANF like wants to break that resistance. Will it actually break the resistance? We shall see. Cool. CNMD is coming all the way back down to retest that 30 cents, all the way back down to the 200 EMA. So let's see if it actually stays above it. Come on, CanF, give us a breakout. Give us something. $1, Peter. Okay, CGTL. I'll take a look. There you go, 60. That was actually a really nice retest there too, wasn't it? Really nice retest. That's why that line wasn't put at 60 cents, because the resistance really isn't 60 cents. It's that entire range, right? So you can see how we're pushing closer to 62 cents and then coming back down, right? So closer to 62 is where you have more of an issue, it seems. So you can kind of see how we're easily pushing through 60 cents, right? There isn't like a massive block there waiting. So yeah. So again, this looks good. Nice retest of the 200. CNMD is also kind of retesting that 30 cents and holding for now. It's back to 31. Nothing crazy though, but it's trying to hold that 30 cents. So hopefully it does. Hopefully. Alma is not looking good at all, is it, man? Still no signs of like an actual consolidated, curl. right? Like just straight weakness. So hopefully at some point that thing can curl. Um, so if you look to the left, your last consolidation down here now is this level. Hence why like we have that demand zone there. But so like $20 and 60 cents, right? So we can maybe that's the next level then, right? So hopefully this is it. Hopefully this is it. Hopefully this is it. And Marla can be happy. Hopefully this is it. Mayhem, good morning. Peter, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about CGTL. I'll take a look. Again, CANF still playing with that 62. At the very least, for now, it's the only name that's actually testing resistance, so that's a good thing. So people are going to be paying attention to this one. The downside it's that it's at resistance, right? And there's some profit taking going on there. So it's going to need to break out. Where's that breakout? Okay, let me take a look. CGTL. You're in at 103. Okay, so you're slightly green in that position, then oof. When you see red zones like that, you're like, oh my goodness, what the hell? Right. So when red zones are this big, they're not as dangerous, funny enough. Right? You would think it would be the opposite, right? No, but when they're this big, it's not in like it's not as dangerous. The reason why it's not as dangerous is because you have to give it that time to actually fail, if that makes any sense. Alrighty. When you have a big red zone, it's because it's not quite sure what point to give you, because it's had so many encounters with that range, and it's failed multiple levels. Like if you look on the daily chart, you're like, oh well, last time we kind of struggled right there, so that makes sense. Well, the time before that we struggled a little bit higher, and then we have wicks lower, right? So like that's the issue. That's why you get the massive red zone. So then it's basically just pointing out to you like, hey, this entire range has been a problem in the past. So then just be careful, right? So when you see something like this, I usually just pick the next psychological level, like a dollar 20, right? But again, if you start to stall at any point in that range, then you have to make a decision. Alrighty, then you have to make a decision. If it's struggling at any point, you're like, okay, thanks, goodbye. Right. So Peter, your position is good, right? Try and stay green though. CANF can't seem to break out, right? So 62 resistance. ONFO, that thing never did anything. GLMD, no volume at all. OLMA is still trying to hold that bottom now, so hopefully it stays above that. CMND, again, we're at the 200 EMA now. Still don't see anything, that looks like consolidation. So hopefully at some point here, CANF rejected hard. Right? So again, resistance rejected. And you can see it's stalling, right? So CGTL though is pushing for that 120. So that's what I mean, right? When you see a big red zone like this, it's not necessarily a massive problem. So so don't get scared and panic and say, oh my goodness, there's a fat red zone. I scared. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna take my gains and run. No, so you want to give it time to actually struggle. I'll pick the next psychological level, which in this case, 120. Right, that's gonna be your actual resistance then. 200. Yeah. Ooh, CNMD is trying. So that's the third candle now, the 200 EMA. So let's see if it actually starts to curl up that level. And maybe Alma is finally consolidating here, Mala. Finally consolidating. Tony, good morning. Pre-market and you did, yeah, you're good to go. Good. Good. Mm-mm-mm. Pre-market was the play this morning, huh? See, pre-market. Little bit of consolidation there on ONFO. What do you think about DG? What's your entry price, Sid? What you getting at? Don't make me find you. Yeah, don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already, please and thank you. Alrighty. Again, as annoying as CanF looks, it still looks like the better name, doesn't it? Right? Type yes in the chat if you're holding CanF. Type yes in the chat if you're holding CANF. Alma is still, or like Alma is just, yeah, super super weak, super super weak. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, definitely one of the better looking names. The only issue here is that it has resistance, right? You're basically sitting at a triple top there. So there's a lot of selling going on. As soon as we break above 60, people start taking their gains. Yeah. I think maybe the again the last hope here maybe for this one is that this is a potentially a double bottom, right, for Alma. So remember we mentioned $20.60. So let's see if it stays above that. But it definitely looks weak though. This isn't something that you just jump into at any price. Like it really has to consolidate and give you a double bottom and something else. Right? Like that looks so weak, you know? You want to be very careful. Are you looking to enter? Okay, let's take a look. DG and X looking for an entry. That doesn't look like a bad spot set, does it? Doesn't look like a bad spot as long as it stays above 1550, right? So basically, at this point, you're risking 20 cents, right? Which for a stock like that, not that big of a deal. So the volume doesn't look amazing though, so just be mindful. Like it's 160,000 shares, right? So this thing is gonna drag like a snail, or it's gonna fly, right? But the volume is super low, right? So again, I usually don't like stuff like that with that low volume because that thing can be all over the place. One second it looks good, the other second it doesn't look amazing, right? So, but again, if you look at this though, that kind of looks like a retest of that last breakout if it can hold, right? So if I can get this to work, right? So again, resistance, breakout. So you're kind of retesting that level there. So if it can give you a bit of a base and consolidate, if yeah, then that might not be too bad. CanF just can't seem to break out quite yet. CGTL, you can see that 120 said no thanks, you shall not pass. Struggle a little bit and slap back to $1. Peter, did you take gains from that thing? And then again, Alma, you can see that Alma, retest of that level on the left hand side, it's kind of holding. So at some point, it's gonna bounce. Question is when. All right, so there goes a little bouncy, bouncy, a little bouncy, bouncy. They just wanted to take it as close to $20 as possible, close to 20 as possible. Can F, obviously, it's not going to give up. It keeps fighting. We don't want fighting. We want to break out. We don't want to fight. Sheesh, the markets just look horrible every day now, huh? It's like wake up and violence. Wake up, more violence. Sheesh. Redness. Pizza. Good morning, pizza. So yeah, that thing got rejected at that supply zone. So at some point, it's gonna need to actually break out. No, 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 no. Like this platform you're looking at, that this is TradingView. Damn, they just slapped that thing. See, this is what I mean, right? If you're gonna get into this thing, you need multiple reasons to get in. Confluence, right? So a double bottom, right? A this, a that, right? A higher low, something else. When it looks this weak, you need multiple reasons. Not just one reason, you need a whole bunch of reasons. So I wonder if that's a liquidity grab candle, but still, right? That thing looks pretty weak. Pretty weak. Do. Weakness. 1 penny. Good. Good. When something looks suspicious, you have to be like you have to be a lot tighter with your stop losses. You can't go into something knowing that it already looks like garbage, and then you're like, okay, well, have fun. Right? No, you have to be a lot more aggressive with it. Yep, exactly, Raven. So weakness. Again, when you see stuff like this that's clearly trending down below the 200 EMA, you need the double bottoms, you need the higher lows, you need something. You can't just test one level and then jump in, right? We haven't even closed above the 9 EMA, right? So weakness to the max. Um, telling you, like everything just looks suspicious. Everything looks suspicious. Damn, pre-market was so much better, wasn't it? So much better. So much better. Yeah. So much better. It was for 40 cents profit was until the smack, yeah. Good, let's go skiing. Actually, we could. We could go skiing. Do, 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 do. Yeah, the mountains are open. 2 days ago was so much better. No, this morning was so much better, Sid. I was excited. I'm like, okay, you know what? Pre-market's kind of hot, 300% runner, it's time to cook. Then we get to the open and everything's like, excuse me. Excuse me. Can we go skiing in August if I come? There's no snow in August, you idiots. Rubbish. CANF again. The good thing about CANF though is you can clearly see the resistance, guys. Right? You can clearly see the resistance, so you have to make decisions, right? So rubbish. Peter is scared of going skiing, guys. He's scared. There's always snow somewhere. Well, you're probably not wrong. Yeah, probably not wrong. Every 2 minutes. uh, yeah. So another retest of the 50 cent, the 200 EMA. Right? So let's see if it stays above that level again. Like you look at this stock and it's done a really good job off the 200 EMA actually, right? Like look right there, 200 EMA, 200 EMA, 200 EMA, and now it's testing it again. The only problem with that strategy is the more you test, the weaker it gets. So at some point, that doesn't work anymore. That point is probably now, isn't it? Lord have mercy. Unbelievable. All of these names, all garbage, right? Let's take a look at Lobo. Lobo looks interesting. Yeah. Lobo actually doesn't look bad. Yeah. Lobo. You can almost tell like the volume just came in the last 3 minutes out of nowhere, right? And now you're testing 60 cents resistance, right? But um and see if we can break out. We just need something to, give us a presentable chart. That's all. Until it gives you a low. So, yeah, let's see if this one can actually do something. See if it can give us a breakout. Or maybe even a retest of the VWAP and then a curl. Because all the other names look like they belong in the trash. Even Lobo, like Lobo looks good, right? But then the volume has just been lost in the supply zone. Just lost. I think we just require some patience. So there it goes. Testing 60, 61. Not bad. Let's see if that candle can actually close above them. Yep. No, Tommy for sure. We're always gonna do that in a market like this. Woo. Well done, Yogi. Well done. Love it. Uh, stock hopping. Save the day, I know, right? First things first, break above resistance and close above. Mm, mm. You only trade today? That was nice, Yogi. That was very nice. Well done. Very, very nice. I like it. CMD maybe a push to retest the 200 EMA there. CANF, kind of holding that 49, right? So if I ignore the 200 EMA and just drop a line there, you're gonna see that it's actually testing support-ish, right? At least the last 2 or 3 times. So see if it stays above that. OLMA is showing a green candle. Let's see how far that green candle goes. GLMD, we've kind of liked this one. It just doesn't have the volume yet, right? But it's done a good job of holding though, holding above a dollar five. So again, like nothing crazy on GLMD, but um, if this thing had good volume, it would have been cooking already. Would have been cooking. Okay. Lobo can't seem to break out yet, so we need something. Yeah, for those of you that have been in the market for a long time, right? Markets like this don't phase you really, right? Because we get these every so often, and then back to cooking, right? So this is really not a every so often we have like an annoying market, but then that's usually followed by some fire cooking, right? So remember last week, right? Or the week before that, it was pretty annoying, and then all of a sudden we get 1,000% gainer, right? All of a sudden we get a 600% gainer, right? So stuff like this, if the markets are annoying, you shouldn't be getting discouraged. Because as soon as you walk away, that's when the cooking starts. That's when the cooking starts. So again, GLMD with a really nice pop. The issue is the big yeah. So nice 200 EMA bounce, right? And then $1.20 resistance, and then $1.30. So not bad GLMD, right? Lobo is the one that seems to have the social media hype for now, and it's slowly creeping up there to break out. Okay. Lobo. 62 cents. There it goes. Brand new highs of the day. It's a no, you need other things to be happy. 63.50. 63.50. Nice pop though. Very nice pop. Very nice. 65. At least something is moving in the right direction. At least something is moving in the right direction. You bought it at 110, Ron. How did you forget? Anyways, yeah, your resistance is $1.20. Good job. I mean, we might have you have too many flag players. Might have to, Pablo. Probably you're manifesting disaster is what you're doing. I was okay until the international break. We'll see though. Depends. We'll see on Friday when news comes out. Virus. I just want to see something that resembles a higher low on Lobo as well. But for now, it does look okay. Again, you can kind of see how everything is behaving recently, right? So make sure when you play with any of these names, you have a good stop loss, please. Don't get carried away. Don't get greedy, because things will take you to the abyss. Um, Sid DGNX is kind of bouncing, kind of, right? It's kind of super slow, kind of bouncing. So let's see. Just two of the very good long-term opportunities. Yeah, Virus is looking for dips and dips and dips. Yeah. Yeah, nice little pop on Lobo there. Almost feels like there's a bit of resistance around 65. I'd have to zoom out to the daily to see that, but don't want to do that yet. Pizza. What does that mean? Oh, Pablo. Pablo's giving me all the reasons. All the reasons. GLMD is still failing at 120. So, Ron, did you take your monies and run? OLMA just hasn't done anything here, guys. Right? Just nothing at all. Um, yes, this thing might bounce at some point, but I think if you're not in a position, you do not touch it until it actually gives you more than okay, we're just consolidating, because clearly this thing's on a downtrend. Consolidation means nothing sometimes on a downtrend, right? And again, once you break below the 200 EMA, you know what comes after that, right? When you go below the white line, just ask Virus what happens below the white line, right? That's when things start to anyways. So for now, consolidation or not doesn't really matter. You need the double bottoms, you need the higher lows, you need, like, again, this thing hasn't closed a single candle above the 9 EMA since 27 almost, right? The last candle above the 9 EMA was at 27, right? So again, not a single candle below the 9 EMA. That tells you how bad that is, you know? So like I said, for Lobo needs to give us somewhat of a something that resembles a higher low and then breakout, and then we know. There goes GLMD. GLMD is like, hey guys, I'm here. I'm here. Not bad, huh? Yeah, exactly, Bilal. Exactly. Like I often tell people, like if you simply just like ignored every stock that went below the white line, yes, you would miss opportunities. Yes, you would miss opportunities because there's some amazing stocks, that are below the white line, below the 200 EMA, and they consolidate and then boom skis, right? But at the same time, there are far too many stocks that go below the 200 EMA and take you to the bridge. So if you ignored every stock below the 200 EMA, you would probably have a good time. The only stocks you should pay attention to below the 200 EMA are the large cap stocks because those represent opportunities below, right? Like if Apple or the S&P or Microsoft or any of those names go below the 200 EMA, that's a pretty nice discount. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, let's see if we can retest 60 cents and hold 60 cents for Lobo and stay above. GLMD still playing with $1.20. Stewart, Nvidia is not going to miss earnings. That's for sure, right? I think everybody in the chat can bet you that Nvidia is not going to miss earnings. If they do, can you imagine the violence? Right? So I think everybody can agree that Nvidia is not going to beat earnings, but at the same time, it's still going to be a gamble, right? What happens after they beat earnings? Complete gamble. Yeah. Pizza, just buy puts. That thing is going straight to zero. 28 cents. Yeah, for sure. Yep. Um, as long as if it breaks below 28 cents though, you might have to get rid of that thing, Nicola, right? So then at that point it's a very minimal gamble, right? So yeah, it's not bad. Stuart, it really is a 50-50 gamble, honestly. 50-50. Right? That's the difficult part about earnings, is most of the time we know the outcome, we just don't know the direction, right? So um yeah, anyways, Lobo came back for a retest of that 60 cents and then it's pushing back up. So that was a good retest. Now, can we get back above the previous high? Yeah. Black Friday sale. I think like next week maybe. So maybe this coming weekend, right? Most people do like the week of the actual holiday, right? Most people do it from that weekend into the actual day. Yep, exactly, Yogi. Guidance matters more than beating the earnings, right? So the market, the reason for that too, for anybody that's wondering, is the market knows what you're gonna do, right? Nvidia is priced at whatever X earnings multiples, right? So the market usually knows. The market usually knows, right? So and then it rewards you for doing, but then if you tell the market that, okay, if we're not gonna do the same in the future, then the market's like, excuse you, what do you mean you're not gonna? So that guidance is what it doesn't know. So when once you tell it, then it's like, okay, well, yep, exactly. Always the guidance on these stocks. 15% off. Alma is trying to curl there. Can you get back above $20? That would be good. So there's a mini double top here now for Lobo, right? Right at 66. So break above that level and then give us the push to 70 cents. That would be much appreciated. Uh, GLMD still looks good like it did at the bottom. It just needs more volume. Just needs boomskis. Just boomskis. Who's providing the guidance? The company, right? What about CANF? CANF looks like the trash stock that we knew it would. But anyways, you could see that resistance at the top, double top, triple top, whatever you want to call it, right? And then slap. Like I said at the beginning of this stock has a history of scamming people, right? So if I had a do not trade list, this stock would definitely be on there. But it did look good though. Like it really did look good. Like it was trying to break out. So that's why we had to pay attention to it. But clearly it couldn't break out. Can F. I think it's like like a company from the Middle East or something like that. Is anybody holding a GLMD in the chat? Don't buy OLMA. Martin Scorelli is shorting it live. Yeah, the last time. Yeah, the last time he shorted something, we had fun with it. Like a lot of fun with it. You know. So are we not gonna talk about the almost 30 billion in crypto erased over 24 hours? Evil. I mean, what are we gonna say about it? 30 billion erased from crypto. Okay, then what? Good hunting, Greg. Yeah, let's go. Good, good, good. Yep. Well, and we made bank on that for a few days. Exactly. That Yogi. Exactly. Right. So, and actually, there's him, and then there's the other dude, the Benjamin dude, right? So we like to look for inverse moves from those two people. Lobo is going trying for the third time here to break above that 66. Yeah. Mm. Tell him next time, to short when Yogi shorts rather than waiting for it to crash and then short the bottom. Is CNMD dead? Yeah, I mean it's weakness, right? So you see what I meant earlier, right? Honestly, sometimes in just in general, if you avoid stocks below the white line, your life is going to be so much more peaceful, you know, so much more peaceful. Again, there are going to be times where you're like, damn it, I wish I bought the damn stock up below the 200 EMA. But I'd rather you do that if it reclaims the 200 EMA. You can say, oh, okay, we were below the 200 EMA. I didn't touch it. We came back above. Okay, you know what? Now I'm interested again. I'd rather you do that than just, but from green to red, not exactly a good thing. Okay, now all my pump, so, the shortest can cry. CANF below the 200 EMA. GLMD above the 200 EMA and still fighting with the stupid 120. And then Lobo. Pizza? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, don't forget to smash the like, guys, if you haven't already. Oh, here we go. OLMA. They said Martin Scorelli is shorting it, and the stock says, yeah, you think so? Let's start creeping back up. Would it be FOMO here at 120? Um, I would want to slap you, Regan, is what I would want to do, right? So if we say there's resistance at a level and then you're interested in buying at that level, you deserve a slap. Yeah, you deserve a slap. Is ONFO done? I think ONFO was done a long time ago, but um, like it's again, look at this, guys. If you simply just avoided stocks below the 200 EMA, every stock we've looked at this morning that's below the white line is a disaster, right? So yeah. Anyways, the only good thing about ONFO is that it's consolidating, right? So when you play with stocks below the 200 EMA, just make sure that there's a clear consolidation level and there's a clear stop loss. Very clear, right? You know? Yeah. Just make sure that there's a clear plan there, please. This is like going to the casino, It's like going to the casino and then for sure, like what the outcome is gonna be, right? This is gonna be the outcome. That's gonna be the outcome, right? But then you're like, you know what? Let me just go with $100 or $50, and then when I'm done, I'm done. That needs to be it, right? So when you play with stocks below the 200 EMA, you need to find a good base and put a stop loss below that base. If it's done, you're done, right? That's it. So Regan, you're asking about buying this stock at 120, right? Are you seeing what it's doing right now? If I find you, I'm gonna report you to ICE right away. Okay, right away to ICE. Look at that thing drop, right? You still want to buy that thing at 120, right? Don't do it. Are you speaking to Rob? I'm not speaking to anybody. I'm not speaking to anybody. Uh, I'm just saying, you know what the outcome is gonna be. Yep. Anyway, so yeah, $1.20 is a problem, and then closer to the 200 EMA there, Regan, maybe it's worth the gamble, but definitely not at the supply zone, right? Lobo just couldn't break out, right? Just can't do it. So double top at 66 for now. Cool. Allman needs to give us a break above 20 cents and start flying or something. Josh says, "Do you have a Discord channel? I'm new to trading. Have been taking a ton of notes, little paper trading, and cautiously. Yeah, I love it, Josh. Love it. Yeah, we do. So if you want to join us in Discord, click this link at the bottom of the chat. You have to become a Legend member or a Legend Pro or whatever level that isn't sold out. Once you do, especially for you since you're new, there's going to be a lot of educational stuff for you, and it's going to be very good. So." Yeah, you can spend some time watching the classes, watching the videos, and then paper trading as well. So that would be good. Yeah. Ready? Yeah. So come join us. Grim, I'm just wondering why you do the streams. I don't know, honestly. I don't know why I do the streams because I end up getting roasted, most of the time. I don't know why. I couldn't answer your question. Yeah, Lobo got rejected there, so double tap and then slap. Yeah. Slap, slap, slap. LFS. LFS. Yeah, let's see if Lobo can retest though. Like retest. We're currently sitting at the VWAP and the 50. Um, let's see if that thing can give us a bit of consolidation. Righty. This one kind of gives you that vibe like it's not quite done yet. So we'll keep an eye on it. Cool. Let's go, virus. Na 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 na. We do. We do. Yeah, to watch. Yeah, Grim. The question for you is, yeah, no. The question for you then is, do you learn anything from the streams? Right. That's the most important thing. Do you learn anything? Like, does it help you at all? If it does, then that's good, right? And that's the most important thing. If it doesn't, then maybe at least you're smiling. Maybe some laughs. Yeah. Okay. So we'll keep an eye on Lobo. That view up is at like around 55 cents there. So keep an eye on 55 cents for Lobo. Let's see if we can consolidate around this area and then for potential bounce. Yeah. And then go from there. Lobo, Lobo. uh, yeah. Let's see. CNMD, nothing. CANF, nothing. GLMD. Mm-mm. ONFO is still consolidating, so that's not bad, I guess, if it can stay above 91. And then OLMA still looks like it's holding that last low there, which is okay. We need something that actually curls with volume. Sheesh. Kevin, it is dog poop. Yeah, Peter needs to go pick up dog poop too. Yeah. Yeah. No, that was a different grim. That was a different grim. Behave in after hours. No, not yet, Greg. Again, like think about it, right? You're asking about after hours when the market hasn't even been open for an hour, right? Think about that question, right? Close your eyes, look in the mirror. What do you see? You better see ice. But anyways, yeah. So it's way too early to be thinking about pre-market after hours. Way too early. So for now, it just depends on the price action. No, there's really no general, right? There's nothing. There's nothing. You can never think about after hours when we're not even at lunchtime yet, right? There's just this just zero. Yeah, yeah. So there's no general. There's nothing, nothing, nothing. After our performance comes after after our performance comes, or you think about after hours when a stock is has a catalyst one, or is performing in that last 30 minutes, that last hour, going into after hours, then you're like, okay, this stock is performing. You know what, after hours we're gonna cook, right? Or it's a stock that's been performing all day, right? So if this thing isn't performing at all, so for now there's really nothing to see here. Lobo still weak. So testing the 200 EMA. LFS is doing okay, isn't it? Let me pull that one up. LFS. DM me your address. I posted my PO box in the chat the other day. You can send me a magic ball. That's a nice little pop there. LFS $6.50. I think it's kind of cooking there, isn't it? uh, Unbelievable. Yeah, 670. This one flew the other time, didn't it? 1428 L Street, North Pole. Dan would be very proud of you for that one. Unbelievable. With my limited knowledge, I do believe that it's too low to expect a day trade on it. On which one, Josh? There goes 720, guys. Sheesh. And it looks like LFS is halted up now. Nope. A bit of a glitch. So yeah, next resistance and then slap. Look at that nasty drop, guys. Oof. Stuff like that's LFS. No, I think yeah. The volume like presents a different problem though. The low volume like that shows you that it can go up really quickly and it can also go down really quickly. So that's the problem. When that volume is that low and it's moving up that quickly, it's very dangerous. It can move in both directions really quick. So it's not that you can't trade it. You can obviously trade it because it's volatile. But like, look at that. Like from 720 to 588 in like 10 seconds. Crazy, huh? Lobo's still dipping here. My goodness. Goodness gracious. Do, 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 do. EPSM with a nice pop there too. EPSM. Yeah, Regan, again, you were asking about GLMD, right? Well, guess what? Guess what, Regan? Right? GLMD gave you what you were looking for, right? A retest of the 200 EMA. It's better than buying a 120, right? So definitely better than buying in a supply zone at a double top. You had the like this is the fourth time now we came back to retest the 200 EMA and then it bounced. So if you wanted to take that gamble, it would have been you took it. Nice, good job. Yeah, see, we don't want to send you to ice, but if you make us, we will send you to ice. Yep, exactly, virus. Anything that goes both ways that quickly. Sometimes you read messages from virus and you just know he needs Jesus. You just know. You start reading the message and you remember that it's virus. And then like if someone else said that, no problem. No problem at all. It's like anything that goes both ways that quickly, you're like, yeah, right, up and down. But then when you know it's coming from virus, you know that's not what he actually meant. Yeah. uh, yeah. What's the Canadian ice? I have no idea. Yeah. They don't have it, they just anyways, I'm not gonna say anything. Uh yep, I agree. I agree with Desperate Trader. Yeah. Alma needs to show us something, right? Double bottoms, higher lows, something. Looks like Lobo is bouncing off the 200 EMA for now. So that good. CANF is consolidating, right? It's holding 46, so hopefully it stays above that level. GLMD is bounced off that 110 back to 116, so it would be nice if that thing got back to 120. So again, Regan, good job. And then this one still halted. Shish. Can we get can we get some proper uh unbelievable. Yeah, EPSM. Yeah. See, even this looks sus, doesn't it? Even this looks sus. We're gonna need a vacation, guys. We're gonna need a vacation. We're either gonna cook in December or we're gonna cook in January. The beginning of the new year is usually the best time in the market. The best. Some of the best runs always come like at the beginning of the year. So maybe they're just trying to piss us off, to end the year. I'm tired of I know, right, Ross? Ross, I know. Sheesh. Come on, Alma, you can do it. Go back up there. Really? For how long, Pizza? How long? I think the market messed up. It's time to go to Aruba, Jeffrey. Uh, Georgie. Yeah, I don't know why I call you Jeffrey, but is Meta ever gonna recover? Yes, definitely, definitely. Mm-mm. For a quick scalp, yeah. Is it just today, Peter, or forever? 1995. Ayo, Joe. Let's go. How are you, Joe? With China going up this week, definitely could be a one to yeah. Nice, very nice. Okay. Dang, there's blood everywhere, guys. Everywhere there's blood. Bitcoin's the only thing that's green today. I mean, it is good to see Bitcoin in the green, though, isn't it? It's good to see BTC in the green. It is good to see BTC in the green. What's SPY at? I mean, we were closer to 656. I think a lot of people were looking for like 650. Joe's looking for 600. Joe, it's nice to see BTC do its own thing though. But then again, BTC has been slapped more than most, so. uh, yep, it's trying to, right? Here we go. We're back above $20 for OLMA at least. Back above. Maybe this is the beginning of something good. Hopefully. Ah, some poots, Joe. Bitcoin usually like predicts the direction of the market though. Like Bitcoin usually leading the way. So maybe BTC is pointing to what's coming. Could you post that month by month? Yes. Shane, are you referring to like the market cycle one? This one maybe, or just I mean this one like this one's a bit off, isn't it? Yeah, I know this too. So they're both a bit off. Actually, you look at this though, guys. Look at that. Look at that. You know what's interesting is I think we're just focused on Santa rally, but look at that. If you look at November, let me hide the comments for a second, right? Look at that. You guys see how we usually hit like a top in November and then drop? It's interesting, isn't it? And then second half of, I mean, we're technically pushing to the second half. There's a run at some point, right? Not the second half, like yeah, there is a big retracement, like coming from all-time highs to dipskis. Huh, interesting. See, that's something I like. I think I was just completely paying attention to. Yeah, like the last week of November, right? Yeah. So there is a dip in November. The greed index is a 9. Damn. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, like last week of November we get a boom ski. So, well, maybe we run into Thanksgiving, then everybody feels good, huh? Come on, Vita. I want to be nice to Rob, Rob, see what they're making me do? I have nothing to do with it, you know? Bigger dips, bigger dips. Mm, yeah, bigger dips. Do, 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. Are you seeing this, Rob? Peter just wants violence. Yeah, yeah. No, Spy is definitely looking super weak, super weak. Mm, 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 mm. Hmm? Mm, 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 mm. Long term play, dollar cost averaging slowly, right? Yeah. Black Friday for November. Yeah. Black Friday. When the markets dip like that, it sometimes, like the momentum stocks can be a little bit slow as people, look at the long term portfolio. So, yeah, exactly. Shopping, shopping time. Yeah, hopefully this is it though. Last week, and then we can run into Thanksgiving or just run in December. Brand new all time highs would be nice. That would be nice. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Joe doesn't want to see anything green, Just straight bridge, Joe. Damn. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. The beginning of the year. The beginning of the year is yeah. There's a calendar in the education section. At least one more week. Damn. Nvidia earnings tomorrow. This might turn around. Yeah, if Nvidia doesn't pump tomorrow, the markets are gonna see blood, big blood. Mm, mm, mm. Big blood. Mm. Yep. I mean, it's gonna need to. You can already see the memes. Nvidia saved the market again, or causes the market to crash to zero. Yeah, you can hear the music. Really? Can you guys hear the music or no? GNS sends demand notices to stock broker Fidelity, Vanguard, Robinhood to reinstate the buy button for GNS shares. Did you guys see that? Uh, that doesn't that sound silly? Sounds silly, doesn't it? Sounds silly to me. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Ah, Barry's back in the village. Yeah, that was the weapon. Yeah, the sticks with the bazookas. Seriously, GNS has been CGTL is hitting brand new highs of the day, so that's nice. That's I think actually hit that 120. Came all the way back down to $1 and then consolidated and then popped again. That supply zone is thick though. Thick, thick. Maybe we shouldn't be saying thick on stream before Joe, has to before Joe's wife. Anyways. Uh, yeah, so $1.20, yeah, $1.20 resistance. Soda pop. Soda pop. Hmm. Looks like our Lobo's bouncing off that 200 now. Lobo. Lord have mercy. This market is not for the weak, is it? This market is not for the weak. 1 second it's at the highs of the day, the next second you're praying you're praying. You're praying for your mom to come save you. And you're looking to check out the AC system and your wife had to step in and tend to entertain the calls. Joe, you want to get beat up, huh? Damn. Well, at least you know not to buy in the red zone, right? Yeah. This market is not for the weak. If you're not sure what to do, don't do anything because you're going to end up crying. Damn. Whew. That's crazy. Anyways, for 10 seconds and came back and straight to the lows of the day. How do you go from the highs of the day to the lows of the day in 2 candles? Wow. Yep. LFS. LFS is halted up now too. LFS. So halted down twice and then halted up again. This one also needs, yeah, it's halted up in the supply zone. Lobo's testing that VWAP, so 55.50. That's from the Algo Ghost. The room was gone. Yep. Seriously. All of these stocks we're looking at, every single one of them, I think is still dropping. Sheesh. Yep, this market is good for learning. I think it teaches you, to be patient and wait for your setups and have a plan. Because if you don't, you're gonna get entered, right? We say this all the time. When a stock is in the red zone, don't touch it. If you do touch it, or if you're in a position, you know that's resistance. It's a double top. It's kind of obvious, right? So when you're testing resistance, you have to have a stop loss. Like this will teach you to have good habits. right? This will teach you to have really good habits. Because if you don't, you're gonna be under the bridge. Yeah, Chris. I think so too. I think so too. I don't think we really missed anything today. OLMA still looks like, at the very least, now it's giving us higher lows. This is the best this thing's looked all day, today after the market opened, right? For the first time, it's actually looking like it's no longer creating brand new lows. Um, so we can get back above the previous high at 21 and then the 200 EMA, that would be good. Yep. Vena, what are you buying for long-term dips? What are you buying? Do, 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. Jason, this is all your fault. Dang, CGTL is below 80 cents now, and it's actually halted down, guys. Look at that. Shish. This is crazy. BITO dips? Okay. Isn't that crazy? One candle were at the highs of the day, the next candle were at halted down at the lows of the day. Seriously, Tiffany, seriously. But again, that's the beauty of the red zones, guys, right? $1.20 resistance. You definitely don't want to be touching it without a stop loss because you're gonna regret that really quickly. Because yeah, OLMA is looking really, really good now, isn't it? So new little highs there for that thing. Do, 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 do. Mm-hmm. The Cloudflare notifications eventually came out. Okay, for the stream. At the grocery store, hoping to boost the stock. I have a feeling it's not gonna help. I don't see an offering. I don't see an offering on CGTL. 2130. Yeah, no, this is actually done well since hitting that bottom. So $18 low. Was someone shorting this again, guys? Was someone shorting this? I don't know. The name starts with Martin and ends with was someone let me pull up Twitter. I want to see his what's his yeah, there he is. Was he shorting this? What happened? He said that was an hour ago, right? So don't see how another company results are three times another yeah, anyways. So yeah. So that's why you can't really pay attention to these guys. Can't really pay attention. Yeah. Kevin? Yes, definitely. Yeah, ever since he said he was shorting, that stock has been going up. So, Martin the Soap Man. Yeah, you can't really listen to people like that because they have too much money. Even if that dude shorted for $1 million and lost $1 million, he would still be rich. So, you can't really follow those people. And also, the people that will intentionally, like market makers, will intentionally pump the stock up if they're short. So, that's why I like to look at them just for potential inverse moves. Because look at that stock cook, right? Look at it cook. Well, someone tell him congratulations. Congratulations. You played yourself. Now you're testing that 200 EMA there though, so just be mindful, right? The 200 EMA. So just be mindful. And tell me your opinion. Hmm. I don't think it virus. Peter, have a wonderful day. Yeah. Have a wonderful day, Peter. Alrighty, catch you later. Yeah. No, honestly, virus, I don't think it matters. I think the problem we're having is those dudes are dumping shares. That amount is selling is not retail. That amount is selling is nothing else other than the company itself. I bet you that's why they're all so quiet. They're doing it as an IPO. There's always that period where the company insiders, will unload shares and do this and do fishy business. I think they're all to blame. Look at CGTL. Damn. Wow. From $1.20 to 70 cents, 66 cents. What the heck happened? Well, hmm. Well, yeah, that was a good scalp focus. It's a really good scalp. Yeah. Mm. What you're not wrong. Well, at least, yeah, you're not wrong. LFS is halted down, but also that thing came from a double top supply zone. So double top supply zone LFS. Oh wow, damn, sheesh. Oh my days, this is bad. Again, hopefully no one's holding this position, please. Hopefully no one's in that. My goodness. I've never seen something go from like all-time highs to minus 26% so quickly. Sheesh. It's crazy. And then there's no news, so something definitely fishy is going on. It's not just, something. They probably did that whole pop to the highs of the day on purpose, to catch people. 58, 100 shares, fingers crossed. Okay, you're taking a risk. I mean, you're taking a risk at like it's definitely a gamble, but at least you're not in at 80 cents, a dollar 20. Yeah. So, yep. Not a horrible gamble, Josh. I mean, you already agreed on that gamble, so seriously, Shane. If you're holding the stock, yeah, you're definitely feeling like uh, hmm. Training. Okay. Yeah, no. Again, become a member and watch some of those videos. This is not the type of stuff you want to be doing. Yeah, yeah. But hopefully it bounces for you though. This is not the type of stuff you want to be doing. If this is trading and you're new to the market, you don't want to be catching knives like that because that's definitely a gamble. Look at that, 53 cents now. Oh my days. Wow, 34%. Someone's definitely doing something behind the scenes. Type something in the chat. uh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. 53 cents. Yeah, someone's definitely is it halted down again at 50? Yeah, it's halted down again. It's halted down. Sheesh. Is there such a thing as a negative 9 EMA? I mean, if there was, this stock would find it, Mario. If there was, this stock would definitely find it. Ah, yep, it's trying to. That 200 EMA is going to need to be broken, Marla, right? So get back above 22 and then go from there. Martin should have shorted this one instead. Shorted CGTL instead of the other one. Maybe he'd be having a better lock. No way. Your hubby's crying. He didn't have a stop. Ah.
Jaden has $1 bill, 1 quarter, and 2 pennies. How much money does he have? Jaden broke.
Tell your hubby you guys are gonna be spending a night at the bridge unless that stock comes back. Oh my days. Empress, tell your hubby you at least you're there, and you're making some monies, you know? Otherwise, he would have no hope. Unbelievable. What's the entry price though? What did he get in at? Come on, Alma, save us from this save us from the violence. Save us from the chaos. Too high. 103? Oh my days. How do you get in at 103 and not even put a stop loss though? Because now you're down 50%. How? How do people like let those stocks go down 50%? Ah, virus. Seriously. To the office? Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. There goes $22. And that 22. There you go. Go, 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 go. Do it for Mala. Options channel. Uh-oh. Ah, unbelievable. I can still try to ring some Christmas cheer. Ah. Unbelievable, Dan. I'm gonna save that. Ah, that's funny. You need Jesus, Dan. Good, Jason. Good. If nothing else, at least we can laugh, and hope CGTL doesn't go below 50 cents. Otherwise, Empress is gonna need us to, yeah. You know what's funny is like, so your husband's losing money, he's down 50%, and Empress is laughing about it. Oh, that's the funny part. Unbelievable. Send him to the bridge on his own. CGTL is back, guys. So maybe it's gonna hold 50 cents because it hit 50 cents exactly, and they saved it from 50 cents, at least for now. If we can't get a pump, at least we can watch a stock go to the abyss. Uh, oh my days! Oh Lord! Oh no! 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 That thing just got slapped to 46. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Damn! Shish! Hey, it's back! It's back! Okay, good. It's back about 50 cents. Uh, so that's why I said earlier, though, right, Josh? If your intention is really to learn and grow, um, you're not in at a bad spot, right? At least it's better than a dollar. But stuff like this is not what you want to be playing with, right? What did we say earlier, guys? If you avoided all the stocks below the 200 EMA, your life would be so much easier, huh? Right? Look at that thing break below the 200 EMA, 94 cents. That was a long time ago. That was a long, long time ago. That was 50% ago, right? So 100% of you in a, yeah. Uh, oh my goodness. Shish. Anyways, sometimes you have to go through the violence to learn. Yeah, you lost $8. It was good learning. Yeah, definitely. Mm, definitely. Mm, 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 mm. Hmm. Okay. Do, 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Hey, it's holding 50 cents, guys. I have a lot to learn. You definitely do, Josh, and you just have to spend your time in the education section once you join, and just learn, learn, learn. Yeah, look at that annoying thing, Marla. Ice pop, but then dips. Pop and dips. Bitcoin's going back down a little bit. What's SPY at now? Sheesh, SPY just looks like there's no hope for that thing, Doesn't it? Just looks like Joe cursed it. What does the daily look like for SPY? Let me pull up SPY on the daily here. What does the daily look like? I mean, that last dip from we're not that far away from that last level, huh? If we break below that 53, 653, then then we're going straight to 630 if we're not, So yeah. Yep, 653. Yeah, the low from last, was it last week? Something like that, 2 weeks ago, right? So that last retest there. So that would be your next level there. If that level doesn't hold, mm-mm, straight to the abyss. Mm, 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 mm. It actually stayed above 8. Oh wow, I'm surprised by that actually. I'm surprised. Four. Yep, I mean it is holding 50 cents, right? So 50 cents. Mm, doesn't save. Maybe the target. Yeah, if Nvidia doesn't perform tomorrow, Thursday, then we're definitely going somewhere we don't want to go. Fearless, what's your position in EPSM? What is your position in EPSM? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Tomorrow? Yep. Is Twitter still down? Looks like it looks like it's working okay now. Looks like it's working. But yeah, the markets are bouncing a little bit. Bouncing a little bit for now. For now, till give it another 30 minutes. And then we're gonna be looking for brand new lows again. Yeah, what's your position if you're less in EPSM? You got in around $6? Jesus. Are we talking about the same stock? I got in on around $6. EPSM, $6? You caught the knife. You caught the knife on the way down, and they said, "Welcome, welcome, my son. Congratulations." um, yeah. I mean, there really isn't a whole lot I can tell you. What do I think about this? Uh, yeah, just put a stop loss somewhere. If I were you in that same position, I would just put a stop loss below 130 and pray that it never goes there again. Yogi, yep. Ah, yep. Yeah, for now you just pray that it can slowly go creep back up. Yeah, under the sea, that's better. At least you're not under the sea. So yeah, try and stay green on that position though. I made money when it was around 30. No, no worries. Okay, good. Fearless, good. Yeah, at this point, you almost just have to put a stop loss, right, and hope that it doesn't go back below $1.30, which is now the new all-time low, right? Made quite a bit back in 170. Nice, Megan. Nice. Yep. This is why it's important to have those stop losses. Like if you get in at $6, put a stop loss. Why? Because you can always come back in at a dollar 50, a dollar 60, a dollar 70, right? So sometimes taking that 50-cent loss from $6 to 6.50, to six from $6 to 5.90, taking that 10-cent loss is really important because you can come back in at some point and make that money back easily, right? Because for now, like you need that thing to go all the way to $6, right? So you need it to go more than 100% higher, but then you're still not at even, right? And or you're just getting to back to break even. Whereas, sometimes you cut that thing for a dollar loss. You're like, damn, I bought this thing at six. It's at $5 now. Let me just get rid of it. You go back in somewhere else, and then you hope that it. Yeah, now if this thing can go from $2 to $3, you're even instead of not even. So yeah, Chris. Yeah. CGTL is back to 60 cents, guys. So, Empress, how's he feeling? Better? Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Maybe that was a taste of a market crash. Hmm. A taste. Yeah, CGTL 64 cents. Anybody take that gamble at 50 cents? Anybody say YOLO? YOLO YOLO? 50 cents? See, now if this was a different stock that was, didn't crash this much and we were in at 50 cents to 64, we'd be hyped. Hyped. You did, Desmond? Q? You did? YOLO? Yeah. See, some of you guys did. Yeah. Can F? What's your position in Can F, Enshu? Can you imagine the thing goes from 50 cents back to a dollar? Can you imagine? 10,000 shares? Not bad. 56. You're in Can F at 56 cents. I have a feeling you're not going to be happy. Oof. Nasty. So you're in at 56 cents. Um, yeah. Again, I don't think you guys, understand how annoying it is to answer a question from someone that doesn't set rules for themselves, because those rules are really important. Anyways, for now, the low of the day is 41 cents. If I were you in the same position, I'd probably put a stop loss at 39.99. If it breaks below 40 cents, throw it in the trash. Right? Like I said this at the very beginning of the day. Can F, I hate the damn stock because it has a history of like begging people. This stock does this every so often. Pump and trash. So when you're holding onto this, you're yeah, put a stop loss. Put a stop loss, please. Please and thank you. Yeah, today has just been an annoying day, honestly. It's little scalpies, but annoying for the most part. Okay. La 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 la. Do you suppose a war with the U.S. and Venezuela will make SPY break support on the daily? Uh, there's always that initial reaction, cool. But I think what will break the market is if Nvidia doesn't perform. Nvidia is more important than Venezuela, and to the market it is. Ready? Good job, T. Well done. Watch my indicators and got out before it dropped. Let's go, Luke. Well done. Yeah, that feels good, doesn't it? On a day like today, yeah, should. Little YOLO there. Exactly on these days, the market goes boom skis in after hours. Yeah, or like the end of the day, hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, so all eyes will be on Nvidia reporting earnings tomorrow. If that isn't good, we're gonna have problems. Gonna have problems. I genuinely think though, like without him, if Nvidia doesn't screw this up, the fact that Bitcoin is bouncing today, I think that's a good thing for the market. Yeah. Mm, mm. Yeah, then if it doesn't move support, then the market's okay though. But in any direction that it moves in, right, you're gonna have the market react to that, obviously. Nvidia is the biggest holding in all of these funds, right? SPY, QQQ, stuff like that. Nvidia's at the very top. So yeah, so that thing is heavily weighted. So if it doesn't move, that's fine. But if it does move in any direction, then you're gonna see chaos. Jason says Jason took 15 trades today, and only read on one trade. Cooking, Jason, cooking. See, it takes a little bit of time, doesn't it? Right? It takes a little bit of time. You find your groove, you know? Yeah. Nvidia is your retirement boat money. Yeah. Nvidia. Yep. Hopefully it performs though. Spy is trying to get back to 660. Trying to. You notice how even Spy, like below the 200 EMA, it's a problem, right? Below the white line, everything's a problem. Uh, Adama, it's a private indicator, so you're not going to be able to find it. Won't be able to find it. Mm-mm. That's a solid bounce, isn't it? Yeah, see? If Bitcoin is recovering, Bitcoin seems to be leading for now. Whenever the markets are bouncing and Bitcoin is selling off, we know there's like something is coming, right? There's a problem. And it's been kind of accurate the last few times, you know? Like SPY was pumping last time and Bitcoin was still like at 100K, trying to break below 100K. Then it breaks, then it drags everything with it. And today the markets are in the abyss and Bitcoin has been pumping. And now SPY is bouncing nicely up the lows there. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. No volume. T. Sounds good. 62. GLMD has basically been in that range all day. Super slow. Super slow. A server issue. Robinhood. Hmm. Yep, exactly, Dan. So that level is going to be really important. It's also kind of a double top, isn't it? Joe, are you holding some NQ shorts? Yeah. So double top 200 EMA VWAP. That level is going to be, and a supply zone, obviously. So that level is going to be very important. Spy puts, okay. Sputs. There's just way too many random names. Way too many random. We need to get back to those days where it's like just one or two stocks, and then we cook those stocks all day. Like Beyond Meat. But markets dipping like this definitely don't help. People tend to. Yep, exactly, Dan. Yeah. Oh, we broke above 660 for now. See if we can hold above them. Yep, no, exactly. All when the days where you show up to the market and you're like, okay, you know what, maybe today's not the day, right? When you say daily goal, you don't have to hit that goal every single day. Right? If you don't see anything, don't force it. Right? Patience is sometimes more important than anything else. Have we hit the bottom? Joe's like, no. No, no, no. CNMD, is it over for the day? Let me take a look. I mean, it doesn't look good, right? I don't like when a stock goes from green to red. Definitely not, something that I'm interested in. Yeah, PCLA is getting some volume here. Some unusual volume. Right, 1.88 million compared to 300,000 shares a day. So clearly, there's a lot of resistance at 50 cents, which is to be expected, though. Right, so and also you can see the stalling there. Right, so 50 cents back to 44 cents. So maybe a curl at some point there. OLMA, yeah, OLMA is holding 20 for now. So hopefully it stays above. Hopefully. SPX. Okay. 44 to 49. Run. 44 to 49. Oh, and PCLA. Oh, okay. Good. Look at that. SPY with a nice bounce, huh? We were down $7 on SPY. Not even at the lows. That's a pretty solid pop. See, Bitcoin is leading the way today. Bitcoin pumps, the market said, oh, okay. That's a solid bounce, actually. Solid bounce. Red to green? I'm kidding. Why? That would be impressive. That would be impressive. Very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. Not bad. LFS is going back again, guys, for that resistance. So is anybody holding LFS? That thing doesn't want to give up, does it? So 720 resistance, but that thing keeps going there. Send it, Dan. Send it. Desmond, yeah? Okay. I mean, last time this thing moved, it moved. Last time this stock ran, it ran like 1,000%. I was holding it 30 seconds before you asked. Good. Yeah, then you most likely made some monies on it. Yeah, you can see the consolidation at the bottom too, right? So we tell you not to catch the knife, and you can see it. So sometimes when people are like, "What is consolidation?" Well, you can clearly see consolidation, right? Multiple candles holding, multiple candles holding, multiple candles holding, right? And then boom skis, highs of the day. So very impressive. Very, very impressive. There goes brand new highs. Yup. 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 724. 87%. Why are you crying, Empress? Why are you crying? Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. But you can see that resistance. You can see that supplies on them, right? So that's the third test there now, and it's still failing. Mm, yeah, back above 710. Yeah, there you go. 730, 731. The good thing about the stock is the craziness about it. The bad thing is about it is that it's crazy, right? You can be down there and you can be back up there in 2 seconds. You can be up there and you can be down there in 2 seconds. So SPY is really cooking there. Really cooking. If they go from red to green, damn. Damn. That'd be impressive. There goes, here comes that 62, Dan. Shish. Yeah. Joe, yeah, see, like I'm always concerned when yeah, when Bitcoin is doing one thing and the markets are doing the opposite, right? When Bitcoin's crashing and the markets are not crashing, you know it's coming. When Bitcoin is pumping and the markets are crashing, something's gonna change. That the economy remains healthy. The economy remains healthy. Print monies then. Print. Do, 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 do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You did? Good job. Yeah, no, this has been a good stock. The volatility has been nice. 60% on the delta. Yeah, this level is going to be very, very important. Very, very important. Yeah, look at LFS, right? So hopefully no one's buying it at a triple top. 52 D. Good job. These banks are hard to Anthony. Yeah. Some days it's like that, the security is tight. Good job, D. Security is tight. Yeah, CYPH is back to the highs of the day. That thing seems to move every single day now. It's almost becoming a multi-day swing, huh? CYPH. It's actually a good run. A stock like this would be a good one to set the kernel cross, you know, especially when you know it's a multi-day swing play. The kernel cross alert on CYPH would be good. Would be good. You got stopped out? Okay. If no one's buying at triple tops, how can we bank? Well, let other people do it. You don't do it. You let other people do it. Your job is to have a better entry than a triple top. Your job is to either wait for them to break the wall first or look for different the other spots to look at, right? Why? Because if you were one of those people that bought right there at the double top or right there at the triple top, guess what? You're red and praying we go back up. It looks like it wants to go back up, but you're praying. Good job, Tiffany. Good jobs. Yeah, spies. That supplies on there. A bit of a struggle. Lobo. Yeah, that stop loss was really tight though, which is okay. D. That was a really tight stop loss. Let the shorts do it. Yeah. I can't listen to him much more. Yep. I don't know. I don't know why they even talk. Dan, those guys should not be allowed to talk. Anything consolidating and worth picking up? I don't think today is a day for stuff like that. Honestly, the only thing that looks good right now is LFS. That thing is volatile and it's not consolidating. It's testing the top. PCLA. Not really consolidating there. Yeah. So the only thing that looks like it wants to cook right now is LFS. Plenty of time for new lows. Unbelievable. Yep, exactly, Deep. Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. $7.20. One share. Don't do that's the Sid way, you know. Yeah, no, CGTL has done a really good job coming up that low. A really good job coming up the lows. Mm, Pump it, Dan. Pump it. Pump it. We need boom skis. Yeah, Bitcoin's done a good job today, at least. It's nice to see it in the green, rather than in the metaverse. Rather than in the abyss. Yup. Yup. If we get back above today's opening price, ooh wee. Ooh wee. Okay. That was a really good exit. Greg, you too, by the way. Well done. Monies. LFS has been definitely some nice candles on this one. I keep hearing about not in Oregon. No, that only exists in the White House. They only sell it there. They have a Walmart there. They sell stuff there and a gas station. Yeah, yeah. That's the only place though. Oh, here we go again. 734. You could tell a crazy candle is coming. A crazy candle is coming. Up or down? Who knows? Luke, more expensive than Washington, Vancouver. Yeah, Canada is definitely more expensive. Definitely more expensive. If you watch if you like Facebook or yeah, usually on Facebook, there are a lot of people that are like, I'm leaving Canada. I'm done. Things are way too expensive. Absolutely. If you're new here and would like to improve your trading, join our Discord. Try it for a month. You can always cancel. Yeah. Invest in yourself. Absolutely. So if you do want to join us in Discord, click the link click that link a few messages higher. Yes. Click that link from Nightbot and become a legend or above member and come join us in Discord. And again, like Dan said, if you don't like it, cancel. But you can go to the doctor. Yes. Oh, don't worry, you pay for it though. You pay for it in taxes. No, this is things are free. There's nothing free. There is nothing free. Switzerland is expensive. Ron, good, 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 good. There's some nice higher lows on LFS. If that thing can just break out, that'd be good. 5 weeks for a doctor's appointment in your town. Where do you live, Ron? Where do you live? uh, Dan, unbelievable. Yeah, Dan should be the salesman, 16, 16, 10 to 17. Not a bad scalp at all. Not a bad scalp at all. Dang, OLMA has just been sitting at $20. BC, yeah, yup, yup. Okay, come on, give us a breakout. Good job, Savoie. 730 again. So there's some nice higher lows on this chart, right? If we can just break and go boom skis, well, at least here's a test of a high of the day test. 6 years for yeah, like honestly, UK and Canada, I don't know if there's that much of a difference, honestly. No, 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 no. There we go. Do you I think I drank all my. Oh no, I have water. Okay, there. Everybody happy now? Yeah, here comes the boom skis. Just break out already. Just give us the boom skis. There we go. 750, guys. LFS. Here we go. Yeah, 20, 20, 40 cent scalps. Yup. In and out quickly. There goes 760. Yeah, this stock has been very impressive. Again, the last time this thing ran, it did really, really well. So yeah, you just have to make sure though that you're really careful and you understand that today is not a trustworthy day. You just have to be scalping this thing very quickly, right? Very, very quickly. No diamond hands, please. No diamond hands. No diamond hands. My mistake emergency. And you give me a. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. No, I do. I appreciate it. Yeah, CGTL is slowly creeping up there. 67 cents, guys. Empress, how's your hobby feeling? Yeah, from 40 something, right, to 67. Good, not bad. Not bad at all. So it would have been better if he wasn't in at $1 though, you know? Maybe even 70 cents or 80 cents. That's why it's important to have a stop loss and then come back in if you need to. Sounds good, Ron. Alrighty, catch you later. There goes a boom skis. Oof. Damn, look at that candle. Shish. LFS is cooking there. That was a nice breakout. So breakout and gone skis. Yup. Matt? Yup. Did you get in on that 740 break you were looking for? Did you get in? Here goes brand new highs. 811, 817, 820. Yup. Last time this thing did this, it really did it. It really did it. 723. Sorry, 823. I don't think we want to see 723. Let's go, Floyd. Well done. Yeah, 830. By 2 seconds, it popped right after you really? Dang. Yeah, that's the downside to playing breakouts. So sometimes they pop and they move up really quickly. Well, by the time the candle closes, you're in at 7, out at 811. Good job. Nice. There goes 840. Cooking. Cooking. Oh yeah, there we go. So those lines are a little bit higher because we played with this thing not that long ago, right? Not that long ago. 850, guys. Sheesh. See, this is what I mean, right? Like we can be having a really slow day and then something's like, okay, here we go, You're having a really slow day and then something shows up and now everybody's happy with it. Mm-mm-mm-mm. And then you have your one scalp and you're done for the day. Newbie? How come the newbies are all called Josh? What's going on? Hey yo, Josh, welcome to the community. Welcome. If you made money in LFS or if you're still holding this thing, type yes in the chat. Most of you made monies. Yeah. 850 LFS. You made $1? Monies, Jason. 750. There you go. You played the breakout, right? Matt, are you green for the day? How green are you for the day? Because I want to tell if I need to call your wife. You made 5K. Good job. Well done. So you played the breakout, Matt, right? So 12,000. Sheesh. Yeah. So, anyways, 850. Your next little obstacle here. So you might be having a red day in the market, but some people always cook. Check out Click. Well, it sounds like a spam, so no thank you. No thank you. Probably Jaden. Probably. You should call her. uh, mm, mm. Uh, okay. You did $50, Josh? Good. Good. It's still looking really good, isn't it? Only made one trade today, but it's green. Good, Rod. That's all you need. That's all you need. It's all you need. That's why patience is important. Sit back and wait for that one trade. Testing 52-week low on real to watch. Yeah. CGTL is still coming back. Look at that. 69 cents. If you took that gamble at 50 cents or below that, you're very happy. Very happy. Maybe a Martin can short this one, maybe? I'm kidding. What was the float on this ticker? Was the float is it doesn't quite show, but I know we looked it up last time though. I know we looked it up last time. It doesn't move like a heavy float though, right? So sometimes that's all you need to know is that the way that it's moving. Like look at this. This thing hasn't moved like a heavy float. So then the other piece of the puzzle really doesn't matter. Yeah. So some of those candles need to start closing above 850 and then push, 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 push. May I know some details about the Goat VIP? The Goat VIP comes with one-on-ones, Hira. And then so again, the Goat VIP comes with like one-on-one, right? So you and I get to sit down and chat, and we talk about like your positions and blah blah blah, and we talk about strategies, and we try and come up with stuff that would help you. Yeah, entries and exits, stop losses, understanding the algo, like just everything that we need to talk about, right? Yeah, and it's not just one class, anyways. Yeah. So we get to cover a whole bunch of stuff. So it looks like we're failing at 850 for now. So hopefully you've locked in some gains on that, especially when it's stalling, right? You can clearly see the stall, right? Push, stall, 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 slap. Yeah. Good job, Vena. That was a good scalp. As soon as he no time yet on that halt. Even though I read trading books, I didn't learn what Blaze taught me. Yeah, so like the books are amazing. Most books are all about like building that foundation, which is really important, right? Really, really important. It's nice. It's good to get that mindset right. You know, but so that's why we do these classes, right? Psychology classes, stop loss classes, game plan classes, pre-market classes, momentum classes. We do all of this stuff to kind of get your mind in the right place, but then you need to bring it all together, right? You need to have like a clear plan, like, okay, this is what I need to do. That's what the one-on-ones are good for. you know no, 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 no. Is it good to get in again if we can get back to $7 ish and consolidate? Alrighty, so we're basically just retesting that breakout. So, I mean, it actually might be from 720s to $7 there, but yeah, so you need to see that consolidation from this breakout area. So for now, that's just a retest. Mm-mm. Squeeze. I mean, why do you think it's gonna squeeze? So again, basically just right, this area. If you look to the left hand side, this level has been important when it comes to the actual breakout, right? So if you go all the way across, right, they're basically just coming back to retest that area, LFS. Was this a pump and dump? Everything's a pump and dump. Mm, 50 and 200. Mm, Matt, I'm not sure which green line you're pointing to though. Like between or below both? Joe, when do your puts expire? You have time on them? Yep, exactly, Dennis. Shares to short? No shares to short. Squeeze it then, please. Squeeze it, Bron. Squeeze it. Yeah, I mean, let me take a look. Whatever stock, ARVN. So you're wondering if this is going to be a short squeeze? Volume is good. It's not exactly a low float though. That float is 57 million, so that's definitely not a low float. Yeah, it looks like it's moving because they actually do have a catalyst. Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good on the daily time frame. Right, it's been running. Remember, it's been running from $6, right? From 6 to 14. It's more than doubled already. So just be careful when you're still looking for a squeeze. There is room all the way to $17. Right, as long as you keep getting higher lows on it, it looks good for now. As a brand new position, maybe not so much. But if you're already in this, then just move your stops up. I'm not sure if you're in it though. Let me know. Anyways, again, yeah, LFS still curling out that bottom, right? Which is good. So that's a solid dip, wasn't it? Solid dip. Solid dip and pop. Mm-mm-mm. A lot of the things. So Friday's class, I watched. So last night, Friday's class, and it hit a lot of the things I've done in the past. Sometimes I struggle with psychology, but getting a lot better since this community. Good, Daryl. And yeah, it really helps when you have a plan. Like having a plan cuts through a lot of like the psychology issues. So really important that you kind of have a system that you're following. Mm. Hmm. Mm. Making yeah, Daryl, good. Yeah. There's that expression that what gets measured gets improved, right? So if you're not writing your traits down and reviewing them and going back and you might not see that there's a common issue that you have, right? So sometimes you write the traits for the whole week and you're like, and you go back and review over the weekend and you're like, oh wow, dang, okay, I see my problem. Right, next week let's try and fix this. Maybe I'm just not setting stop losses, right? Maybe I need tighter stop losses. So maybe I need to start buying stocks in the supply zone, right? So sometimes you just take a screenshot on TradingView too of like the entry, right? Circle the entry, take a screenshot, save those screenshots, you know, and then you can go back. It's almost easier than writing them down actually. If you can circle the entry and take a full screenshot, right, and save it. Don't need to worry about it right now because you're in a trade. And then go back over the weekend and just review, right? And then you start to compare those pictures, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Every time I buy these stocks, they're below the 200 EMA. Congratulations, you played yourself. Brian's, yeah, that stock is a POS, right? Yeah, not the first time. Definitely not the last. It's going to be a POS. Not the first, not the last. Yeah, CYPH has been very consistent with the price action. Like I said, this is a good stock to be setting the EMA crossover, like the alerts, right? 9 over the kernel. What does POS mean? Piece of SHIT. That's what it means. Garbage. Garbage. Yep. 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 Anyways, let's do another 10 minutes or so, guys. 10 minutes, and then we'll hop off and go back to Discord already. And then last time we hopped off and went back to Discord, LFS was cooking. We were spamming this all over Discord. Can I do it again? I didn't say it, Marla. I spelt it. I didn't say anything. Mm-mm-mm. OLMA is just like, again. It's a good thing that we haven't hit brand new lows. I think that's really important, right? But also, like, it's just it needs to pop. It needs to break out. Maybe at some point, hopefully. What do you need it to do? Where do you need it to go? It's coming off the highs of the day, Sid. What did you buy at? Not in, but shouldn't it bounce at 24 cents? CMND should CMND 24 cents. Oof. Why are you even watching this thing? Why are you watching this thing, Regan? Why? Why? Shouldn't it bounce up 24? This thing should have bounced up. Anyways, Sid. Yeah. Oh, you're recovering from yesterday? Oh, I see. Yeah. Why, Jason? Why? Scuba? Sounds good. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Yeah. No, again, Regan, like this is just, this is how you stress yourself for no reason, right? The damn thing has no volume. It's below the 200 EMA, so we already have a problem there, right? We're clearly trending down, 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 down. Volume is super low now, right? Should it bounce up this level? Maybe. So if you want to take a chance, put a stop loss right below 23. Okay, give it like a penny if you want to. Yeah, 20. Yeah, there you go. So if it breaks below 23 cents, it is done. Bridge, abyss. EPSM is hitting the highs of the day. EPSM. EPSM. Nice. That's a nice pop. Look at this, guys. Like, look at this. I keep telling you guys, like maybe like don't watch the stupid stocks below the 200 EMA. Go watch the ones that are above the 200 EMA. Like look at this. EPSM. Yeah, it's not doing very much, but at the very least, your life is so much simpler. Like yeah, it's dipping, but it's still above the white line though. And then boom skis, highs of the day. You're like, oh, but how did that happen? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How did that happen? How come it's at the highs of the day? How come? Right? And then you look at a different stock that's below the 200 EMA and you're like, but, how come it's at the lows of the day? Oh my gosh. How come CYPH is going up? Oh, right? So avoid, if you're going to play with something and it's below the 200 EMA, maybe you leave it there, but let it reclaim the 200 EMA. Not the Valley Girl. See, I never knew that was called a Valley Girl accent until you guys told me. But anyways, right? So stay away until they're back above the 200 EMA because then they actually look okay. Ready? Look, if you look at all the stocks we're looking at that actually look okay today, like LFS above the 200 EMA, right? CGTL, like this thing already gave you the warning. Like, look at this. Below the 200 EMA was 95 cents and then it went to 40 something, right? So it's like once you go below that level, it's usually a problem. This one's above the 200 EMA. This one's testing the 200 EMA now, right? OLMA has been playing with that 200 EMA, but it broke below the 200 EMA all the way up there, right? So, yeah, just be careful, please. I need inspiration for a story, SB. Mike, go enjoy the weather because winter's coming. Lobo, Lobo. Let me take a look. Are you in Lobo? New? Are you in this one or no? What's your question? Because I know we've been looking at this one. It's been going back and forth, above and below, and it's really not doing very much here. What's your question? Just wondering what setup do you use? I use the Bolde algo. Again, you have to be a member to buy it, so you won't be able to find it on TradingView, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that's you, Anor. Yeah, I know. Stop doing that. Especially if you're new to the market, guys, and you're struggling, just avoid those stocks, right? Is there a way to play with stocks below the 200 EMA? Yeah, definitely. Are people going to do it? Yeah, definitely. Should you do it? Sometimes, right? But if you're already struggling, like just kind of avoid those stocks because they make it way more difficult, right? So I'm not saying like, oh, never, ever, ever, ever play with stocks below the 200 EMA. You can play with stocks below the 200 EMA, but they're below there for a reason. So just keep that in mind. So like the most annoying thing is when somebody buys a stock below the 200 EMA, like it's already below the 200 EMA, and then they don't have a stop loss. And then it goes to the abyss, and then they're like, where do I put my stop loss now? Yeah. Anyways, so you can play with it. You just have to have a really solid plan, right? And then, yeah. And then, yeah, like stocks like Nvidia, right? Those are easy buys below the 200 EMA, right? But that's a whole completely different thing, right? Large caps below the 200 EMA, easy monies, easy monies. Dollar cost, buy those stocks, right? Large cap stocks, good stocks. Yeah. Let's go, courageous. You made $2,000 on this today on LFS. Monies, monies. Well done. Uh, do, 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 do. Let's see. Markets are still kind of chilling in the middle there. Do, do. Hmm. Yeah, that's a really good. That's a really good day. $2,000. Really good day. Really, really good day. Decision. Do, 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. There we go. Nice little curl. Keep curling. We could use, push all the way back to the top. Interesting. uh, Unbelievable. A bad run. Good. Good job. No, 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 no. Yeah, no. EPSM just hit a micro supply zone there. See, that's what I mean. Like these smaller supply zones can be quite dangerous. These are more dangerous than some of the big ones, right? Because that level is quite clear, right? It's like, hey, this is the level. Whereas with the big ones, you're like, good play, good, good. Again, as much as we hate stop losses, they're really important. 360 now. No, that's just text messages. ARWR. Hmm. And these guys had some news, but not sure if the vibes are there enough though for a push. Hmm. No, next year. Next year. The beginning of next year, I will. Okay. Yeah, this one's still giving us those higher lows, which is actually quite nice. Right? If you look at LFS, it's just like consistent higher lows, huh? Higher low, higher low. Every red area is a higher low. Every red area is a higher low. So that's a good thing for now. If that changes, then you have a problem. But for now, that looks good. Does need to break out though. Needs to break out. Come on. Mm. That thing's waiting for us to go to Discord like last time. He was here every day. I think he might, maybe not today, Marla, but he's been here and cooking hard. Yeah, no, he's been here every day. Anyways, let's 5 more minutes, guys. Let me know if you have any last questions, and then we will hop off and go back to Discord. So yeah, let me know if you have any last questions. Really nice curl on this one, right? If you bought the dip on this, you're very happy. If you bought that dip, type yes in the chat on LFS. Here we go, 8:30. Beautiful, beautiful. Good retest, good curl. Yeah. And then retesting the 850 resistance again. Good job, Benna. Amy, I like it. Jay, good jobs. Yeah, just again, keep scalping these things and stay green. Scalp and stay green. Scalp and stay green. Alrighty, so again, we're gonna hop off in 5 minutes or so and go back to Discord, but this is looking good. Josh, if you want to join us in Discord, you have to become a member on YouTube. So click the link at the bottom there from Nightbot and become a member of one of the levels that doesn't say sold out. You're waiting for a little bit lower? Yeah, I know what you're waiting for. I just never got there. Consolidated a little bit higher. Yeah. Well, that's why it's important to use stop losses frozen, right? That's why it's very important to use those stop losses. Very, very important. Looking good. That was a nice retest. Right. So like I said, the chart looks very nice, doesn't it? Really, really nice. Um, right? With the higher lows, high hello, high hello, high hello, high hello. So again, sometimes if you're, because we get this question all the time, like how do you know that a stock is gonna keep going? Well, kind of needs to look like this. Right? It needs to give you those higher lows, you know? High hellos. Obviously now you're sitting at the double top, so just be careful. Why does the R go yellow with red? Why does the R go yellow with red market over it, but the stock is going instead of down? So basically, a yellow candle with red around it. Send me a picture. Send me a picture. Oh, combo. Send me a picture. Yeah, because if it's yellow, then it should be covered in like the outside of it should be green if it's going up. With red market, why does the algo yellow with red market? I don't understand what you mean by market, right? So market, what does that mean? So yeah, send me a picture and take a look. Good job, Zilly. Good job. 825, 850. Good jobs. Yeah, and you don't diamond handed, right? Like, oh, I'm waiting for $10. No, you'd be back to red right now. Uh, yeah, marker. Yeah, if it's yellow and it's going up, then the marker is green, not red. Yeah, send me a picture. I think they're talking about the candle at the top. Yeah, most likely one of these two yellow candles. That candle or that candle. Yeah, I think is what combo is referring to. Like after I buy at 8, in at 8, that's if it holds 8. Mm, the candles are gold. Other times it's yellow. Yeah, so send me a picture combo, and yeah, send me a picture right now so I can explain it to you on stream. So I don't have to type. You know, and then I can show you some examples too. So send me the picture instead of waiting. Floyd, let's go. Are you inside? Oh, well, I mean, there's not a whole lot of snow yet, Floyd. Are you inside or outside now? Better put on a jacket. Otherwise, oh, it's point. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Like so that like the red number nine on top of it. Yeah, that's just how the candles are supposed to be, right? When you get the yellow candle on the way up, the number nine will always be on top of it, pointing down. No snow. Okay. Yeah, that's what you're referring to. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So for example, look at this, right? You see that right there, right? So you're looking at it and saying, hey, there's a yellow candle right there with the red number nine on top of it, and it's supposed to go down like it did right here, and like it did right there, and right. So when you get those, it's supposed to tell you that it's supposed to go down, but in this case you can see that you got it and it just kept going up instead. Yeah, that's fine. It's going to be like that sometimes, right? Especially when you're getting like a smaller candle and it's still in that consolidation range, chances are it can keep going up, even if, like, again, it doesn't really matter, right? So whenever you get a yellow candle with the red number 9 on top of it, right, you don't want to immediately make that decision unless you have a whole bunch of candles failing in that same spot. Then you can if you want to, right? But you always need confirmation. Like, okay, I'm getting a yellow candle with the red number 9. I know it's supposed to go down, but let me give it a second for confirmation, right? Whether that's stalling or you can see that the candles are changing, like they're turning red, right? And then you can decide to get rid of the position. So it's never a guarantee like, oh, I'm getting a yellow candle, it's supposed to go down. No, sometimes yeah, most of the time, yes, not always though. Alrighty, so like right here, right? So another really good example of, okay, like I'm getting a yellow candle with the green number 9. It means it's supposed to go up, right? In this case that was perfect, right? But again, you never want to just immediately jump into that position. You need confirmation, right? So you need the candle again. You need other candles holding that area to confirm it, and you need the candles to start curling, and then boom skis, right? So again, this is just there to say, hey, you know what, I think a bounce is coming. I think a bounce is coming, right? Then now it's your job to start, looking at it and saying, okay, let me get confirmation. Okay, well, I see a green zone, right? I see other candles holding this level. It's a double bottom, and now the green candles are coming in. Let's go to Valhalla, right? Boom skis, right? So, and then same thing at the top, right? You always need that confirmation. Combo, there's no way I could have typed that. I would have sent you a one word response. You're welcome. Good. Yeah. And I think we talked about this on one of the classes too. Yeah, like always wait for confirmation, right? So because the times where you're like getting a yellow candle, but the buying pressure is coming in, right? You can see like it's a yellow candle and you're like, oh, it's gonna go down, it's gonna go down. But the candle is super positive, right? So you also see how like the body of the outside of the body of the candle is covered in green. It means the candle is going up, right? And the candle is slowly creeping up. So you don't want to immediately just jump out of the position, right? I'd rather you almost set a stop loss at the bottom of that candle. Like, so for example, let's say you're getting a yellow candle right there, right? I would almost say, put a stop loss at the bottom of that candle. If it breaks below, then you have a problem, right? But if you're again in a supply zone maybe and multiple candles failing and it's had a big run already, you're like, you know what, let's just close the position. Not because of the yellow candle only, but because there's a whole bunch of other candles confirming it, right? Confirmation for everything is important. uh, yeah, I would have said, yeah, just send a wave. Yeah. Yep. No, I agree. It definitely helps. Definitely helps, and I don't mind explaining it. So definitely helps. But yeah, the yellow candles is a good, is a really good addition, right? Really good addition. And again, all these little tools are just kind of there to help you. You know, they're there to confirm like your decision making. Right? If you see a yellow, if you're like, oh, there's a yellow, I see a double bottom right there, and then all of a sudden a yellow candle shows up, you're like, oh yeah, right? And then if we start curling, then that's your confirmation, and then boom skis, right? And then same thing at the top. If you're like, oh, I see a problem, and then the yellow candle shows up, you're like, you know what? Maybe I should start selling this position, maybe 50% at least, right? And then you close it, and then we drop, and then you're like, oh yeah, right? So it's just there to help with your decision making, rather than make the decision for you, right? So use it as a tool, not as a yeah. And if you're one of those people that like to look for yellow candles below the 200 EMA that's trending down to the abyss, congratulations. And you have to understand like the big picture, right? Sometimes when you're looking at right, if you're looking at a, let's see, what's a good example? And so there's the yellow candle again, right? Look at the yellow candle. The yellow candle is like, hey, we have a problem. But you already knew that, right? You already knew that. You have a red zone. You have the candle stalling. The yellow candle shows up. You're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna walk away now, right? It's there to help you with decision making, right? So something like this, right? Look at this. This is a really good example, right? So look at that. You're looking at the yellow candle and you're like, oh, yellow candle, right? Other than that, though, like, do you see anything else here that's a problem, though? You don't, right? So the yellow, yes, the yellow candle is coming in, but the candles are trending up really nicely. I don't see a problem. And then boom, right? So again, like I said, the yellow candle is not there to make a decision. It's there to help you confirm the decision, right? I don't care that you're getting a yellow candle. I care that you're getting a yellow candle as the stock is failing. If you're getting a yellow candle, but yet the stock is clearly trending up and like it's moving up so nicely, higher low, higher high, that candle is making a brand new high. You can't just immediately panic and say, oh, let me run away. Because then you sell and then it breaks out and then you're like, but. And then, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Jason, exactly. Hey, watch carefully. Watch carefully. Actually, that's the first time it's there was a yellow candle right there too, actually. So that was the only other time there was a yellow candle, like a mini yellow candle, right? So right there, right? So again, if you're getting a yellow candle right there, but then you can see like, okay, you know what? I already had problems here before, right? Struggling. You know what? You know what? That's kind of your confirmation, right? Slap. So that's what it's there for. Alrighty. That was the only other time there was a yellow candle. Doo, doo, doo. You'd be green if you came out though. No, for sure, Desmond. Yeah, you definitely would be green. Yeah, that's an easy play. EPSM. That's an easy play for the gold members. Easy monies. Easy play. Let's go combo. Teamwork. 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 Um, or the entire day, Matt, right? Or the entire day, right? It's been on the watch list the entire day, right? Or the entire day, every other time, Matt. Every time, right? Not just early enough, every time, every single time if you played it, right? It was easy, right? So don't make me find you, because I will find you. The sooner. Hmm. Sounds good, Akambo. Yeah, take your time. Take your time and study, right? The Gold VIP membership will always be there. So go through all of the educational stuff and then we can chat, Take your time. There's no rush at all. No rush at all. Matt, cooking those stocks, cooking them. I like it. Yeah, 250 exit. Good. Good exit. Like, so for example, like with the golden candle, it's like, hey, now we already see that it's stalling. If the golden candle shows up, then you're like, I don't know if we're gonna, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna give you two on the way up though, but you can see that it's stalling there. Hmm. Any last questions, guys, before we hop off? Are we good to go? Are we good to go? So clearly there was a double top there, guys, for LFS. This is why it's important to take those gains. Today, like I said, right? Scalp it. Don't buy and then sit there and pray, right? Like, oh, but $10. No, don't do that. Right? Don't do that. So this stock has been good as long as you're not diamond handing. Right? And now we're back to retesting that level again at $7. Right? So that level we circled on the left hand side as a breakout, right? $7 ish. Well, there's the retest. If we can find a nice base there, that would be good. Zilly, thank you. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 430. Yeah, before the massive pump. Yeah. So if you're not a member yet, you're missing out. Come join us. Alrighty. EPSM is hitting brand new highs of the day. It looks good. Thank you, Desmond. Alrighty. So again, don't forget to smash a like before you go, guys. Hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel, and if you're not a member, click that link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot, and come join us. Alrighty. And TradingView, you lost on figuring things out. Okay, you got $50 back. Okay, good, good. Hopefully it's not delayed, right? T2. Jacob, I'm feeling they're gonna beat earnings as usual. I just don't know what's gonna happen after that. Especially with all the talk of like AI being overvalued and blah 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 blah. I'm really not sure. Keen, thank you. We're gonna talk about Nvidia a bit more tomorrow, and then go from there. A bit more tomorrow. Yeah, EPSM is definitely looking like a nice stock for now, isn't it? Right? Looking good. There's a bit more room to the supply zone, so it's pushing. But really nice run. Anyway, so yeah, we'll leave it here for today, though. Have a wonderful rest of the day, everybody. And see you guys in Discord. Much love. Thank you all very much again. Thank you, Jay. Robs, more cooking, please. More cooking. More cooking. Please and thank you. Is now a good time to buy? Come join us in Discord. You're asking if it's a good time to buy at the highs of the day, right? At the top. Come join us in Discord. Bye, Frozen. Have a good day as well, Humble. Thank you, Play. Matt, see you in Discord. Josh, see you next time. Alrighty. Again, if you do become a member when the stream is done, just send me an email. HotTradesX or your invite link is still going to be in the community section on YouTube. Andy, bye for now. See you in Discord. Floyd, have a great day as well. Winterfell and what? And Thrust. More cooking, please, for cookies. Yeah. Bye, Nicola. Thank you. Combo, thank you. See you in Discord. Yeah, Garvey. Bye for now. Bye, Francis. Bye, CM. See you in Discord. Smurf, good day. Good day to you as well. Bye, guys.